I now would like to give the floor to Mr. Gianluca Silvestrini, Head of Major Hazards and Environment Division, Council of Europe.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen. The vulnerability of individuals, communities and the environment is a major factor that increases exposure to disaster risk, although these risks do not affect everybody in the same way. Underprivileged people and socially disadvantaged groups are the most exposed and suffer most directly from disasters. Yet, the most vulnerable people are often not sufficiently considered in prevention strategies or operational manuals. As part of the Council of Europe, the leading pan-European human rights organization based in Strasbourg, France, the European and Mediterranean Major Hazards Agreement has centered its activity on the resilience of vulnerable groups such as migrants, asylum seekers, refugees, people with disabilities, and children. We support projects, prepare recommendations and guidelines to improve coordination between civil protection and other agencies supporting vulnerable groups, and to exchange good practices for engaging young people and vulnerable groups in all phases of the disaster risk management cycle. I want to mention this particular action of the Council of Europe because, as you know, is in line with the title, the subject of this platform, Sustainability and Inclusive Society. Through our political and scientific networks, we provide member states with tools to better define their own national strategies on disaster risk reduction and to ensure that transboundary risks are also adequately addressed. The work program is organized around 4 priorities in line with the Sendai framework. By first, using scientific and technological knowledge to better assess evolving risks and adapt accordingly the resilience strategies. Second, developing cooperation among all decision makers to better define the appropriate role of authorities in disaster risk reduction. Third, promoting a risk culture among population. And fourth, fostering populations' active participation. We are also working for the protection of cultural heritage, beside, of course, other activities. The Council of Europe, through its Major Hazards Agreement, is therefore dedicated to transforming the commitment of governments and stakeholders made in Sendai into local and national action, promoting a participatory and inclusive approach. Finally, cooperation with other international organizations remains a key element of Council of Europe work to benefit from increased synergies and to avoid duplication of work. Efforts will be made to reinforce the already existing good collaboration with other organizations involved in disaster risk reduction, such as the UNDRR Regional Office for Europe, for which you, Madam Chair, are the Director, Paola Albitrio, and the European Union. We are also contributing to the European Forum for Disaster Risk Reduction in liaison with the 2 mentioned partners. The Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction represents a unique opportunity to exchange good practices, policies and strategies in order to reach the Sendai 2030 priority targets and to build more resilient societies together. Thank you very much for your kind attention.